Hi guys, my name is Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Clara.
Hi.
She's my sister.
You can't even tell, I know.
We're going to do a celebrities chart. So, who are we going to do?
We were going to do Kurt Cobain or Bob Dylan, right?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do?
Let's do Kurt Cobain.
Okay.
The reason Clara is in this video is because I felt like she should be, and she shares a lot of Kurt Cobain aspects. He has a Virgo ascendant, like my sister here has a Virgo ascendant, and so a lot of his personality was like your personality.
So everybody loved him then, right?
Everybody loves Virgo ascendants. For Kurt Cobain, it was a little bit weird because he, being a Pisces, his sun was opposite his ascendant. So what he gave off was very different than what he totally felt. I think every Virgo ascendant deals with the fact that when you're very critical, you're very analytical of yourself.
Perfectionism.
You're a perfectionist, yes. And so Kurt was a perfectionist, but he has this Pisces sun, which is fucking sloppy as shit and messy and not perfectionist. And you kind of feel that being a Gemini. What happens is you get this chaotic organization.
I'm really good at finding things.
You tend to ignore hidden traits about people. You tend to ignore people's shit until it's too late and they hurt you. Another really interesting thing about, the Virgo ascendant that he has a Gemini midheaven. Gemini is a talker and a communicator, and that's where your career is. That's where your life purpose is and your goal, to communicate. And so right now I'm taking away all of your communication by talking instead of you.
Yeah, it's okay though, because I'm nervous, so
Okay.
it works.
Okay, so Gemini needs to speak about everything, and it might weigh on you until you can just speak it out. Kurt Cobain, he was probably, when it came down to it, like annoying to himself, that he just had to regurgitate the information so that everybody would know, and then he realized, being a private person, that affected his privacy, and he didn't like that. Giving too much information, having people judge you, knowing they judge you, giving them more information to try to fix it, and then being like, crap, now everybody's so invested in my life and I am a hermit. He had this ability to take his Pisces non-articulation and to articulate it. And Gemini to his career, Virgo to his people, like he was able to speak. And his Cancer moon was so emotional and just wants to be a hermit, because Cancer just wants to be a hermit. He wanted to be a hermit, but it's in the 10th house, so it's on stage. So his hermitness is on stage, and he was just like, fuck, I hate being famous. It sucks. And I'm going to tell everybody that it sucks because I can't help it. I have to emote on stage. I have to tell everybody how much it sucks. And now they know, and now they're judging me, and now I hate myself for doing that. He also has Jupiter in the 11th house, which is exalted there. Jupiter, which is expansion and luck, is in the place of networking, is what, when you make something, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because people see it and they share it. A lot of Nirvana's fame wasn't because, they're Justin Bieber and someone found them on YouTube and just was like, here you go, I'm going to just exploit you. Nirvana got to remain intact because they were a garage band where they weren't the best musicians, where they were just fucking around. And all of a sudden they were so hugely famous. That was an exalted Jupiter playing against everything that Kurt really wanted.
The right people seeing his stuff and putting it out there.
Yes, because his sun is in Pisces. He has a 28-degree Saturn in Pisces as well. Where Saturn is, that's your lessons.
Yes.
And it describes basically what you need to learn. So when you are a Pisces and your Saturn is also in Pisces, your biggest lesson is yourself. And everything you do sucks for you because you have this natural desire to do what you want to do, and Saturn doesn't allow you to do it because it's restrictive. You're a Pisces Saturn, you're afraid because shit keeps happening, and he allowed fear to take over a lot of times. And, as being wanting to be a hermit, and not being able to, and having to emote everywhere, and people being mean, and maybe they weren't even that mean. But he was afraid of mean people, because Saturn and Pisces people always are afraid of mean people. They're afraid of what's out in the world. They're scared. And Kurt was scared. Not only did he have Saturn and Pisces, it was also in his seventh house? Yeah. Saturn in your 7th house means you don't find love until later. Well, here he is, hopeless romantic, being Pisces, and even Virgo ascendants don't like to say that they're hopeless romantic, but Pisces is so romantic, and seventh house is relationships. So you're so romantically involved in these relationships, and it's not like you always get that back. And if you have Saturn there, saying you have lessons here, you have lessons in your relationships, you don't get to get married, you don't get to be this hopeless romantic till later on in life when you actually go through the steps. And so Courtney Love to Kurt Cobain was a stepping stone to real happiness. She was part of his lesson, part of his getting over the shit that she brought, so that he could find real happiness with someone that he really, really loved, that actually loved him back. And I don't believe Courtney was able to love him, but she needed him, and he smothered her with his love, because he
had a lot of it.
He had a lot of it. He's Pisces in the seventh house. He's just romantically involved in people. Do you ever feel like people act like you smother them?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I require a lot of time. I require a lot of quality spending time. And we don't have to be even doing anything. Just talking or sitting or whatever.
Sharing depth and wisdom and adventures and love.
See, and the idea of the term hopeless romantic actually just makes me think, like, it's just depressing because the hopeless part, you know. I feel really romantic, but it's only depressing when it becomes hopeless.
Do you write a song about it?
No.
I wrote a song
I'm
about it.
really bad about writing.
You know why? Because you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, I don't like anything that I write.
You know what Kurt Cobain said about Smells Like Teen Spirit?
What?
Fucking worst song ever. He hates it.
That's hilarious.
Yes, right?
But he knew he was really famous because Weird Al decided to do a parody of it. So
I know. Because he loved the idea that someone would make fun of him.
For something that he probably thought was funny.
Yes, because, and, you know, he wanted to make fun of himself. He's glad someone else did. Someone could find the humor in what he did, because he didn't like it that much. Because, did he like anything he did? No, it's just everybody else did. And that fucked him up in the head. That pissed him off, kind of like. Can you imagine, like, you writing something and they're like, okay, give it to me, let's do this, and then everybody likes it. You're like, fuck, I could have done so much better with that. I could have
fixed it here, I could have added a word there, or changed a word there, or made it rhyme better.
He had his Venus, which is Pisces. It's exalted. He's got the greatest capacity to love, but it's in Pisces. What else is in Pisces? His sun, his seventh house, his Saturn, and his Saturn conjuncts his Venus. And so his ability to love is being greatly stunted. He's loving the wrong people. He's enjoying the company of the wrong people. He's smothering those with his love that don't deserve it.
Can't appreciate it.
They can't
Pisces
appreciate
really
it.
brought him down, didn't it?
Pisces really did. He was just a whirlwind in his brain of circles, talking in circles, because Pisces talks in circles. He has a Pisces Mercury too. Oh my gosh, do you know what Pisces Mercury is?
Well, that just sounds awful, because Mercury is the planet of communication, and if you have a Pisces, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
His Venus might be exalted in Pisces, but his Mercury is greatly fallen in Pisces. Mercury succeeds the best in Virgo. We can see that. Jennifer Lawrence, Mercury in Virgo. She says everything right. Everyone loves her. I love Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, she does say a lot.
She's great. Mercury in Virgo doesn't give a shit. It says exactly what it needs to say. It's analyzed. And that's what Kurt has, his Virgo ascendant. That's what he wants. He wants to do that. But his Pisces Mercury is all the gray areas of everything. Virgo Mercury asked me to go walk the dog. Go walk the dog. Pisces Mercury.
So my dog really needs to go outside to use the bathroom. I'm not quite sure if he needs to go number 2 or number 1, but my dog really, really needs to go. And so it would be great if you could walk him down 2 blocks and then back 2 more blocks. And then end up here and take him off the leash and bring him back in. And give him a nice little pet.
Kurt was all about these what ifs. Like, what if people start hating him? Like, did people hate Kurt? I don't recall people being like, I want Kurt Cobain to die. But if anybody did, if one person did, it would be enough to bring him down. It's like, from what I can see about Kurt Cobain's poor chart, is that I just want to give him a hug. And I just think he needed a hug, but not from me. He wanted a hug from somebody he really loved, somebody who deserved his love. And that was all that really mattered to him. If he didn't take his own life, he would have ran away and hid. You wouldn't have been
Whatever happened to Kurt Cobain? And it's still kind of, people wonder. There's still people that wonder what happened to Kurt Cobain.
There's a lot of wondering. Pretty shitty suicide note there. Kind of, I don't know if it was written by a Pisces Mercury.
See?
Go check all that out.
Oh man, conspiracy video.
I'm not gonna tell you what I believe about anything, because I don't feel like my beliefs are important. But that's Kurt Cobain's chart. You feel like we did good?
I think we did okay. For my first video, I tried.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right, bye guys. See you later.
Bye.